So we're just going to try and the tie rod end here. Just going to try and buzz the nut off. Hopefully the taper will stay put and it won't spin. Go ahead, Al.
Right. Okay, it looks like it'll fit. 19mm. There we go. Let me see. Is it spinning?
It's coming off, I think.
It's coming off?
I think so. The tie rod end popped out of the taper, so then of course it just spins. But once it's up enough, you can get a vice grip in. We're changing the tie rod end anyway, so it doesn't matter if we chowder up the taper. Go ahead, just buzz that off if you can now.
Yeah.
Nice. So we listen to tie rod end here. This bolt is very tight. Be aware of that. And so don't change the position of this. It'll give us the rough alignment reference, right? So the car's going to the alignment shop after this work is done anyway. But just spin that off, Al.
Okay. So that.
Don't turn the inside jam nut. Just the tie rod end. So now that I don't have all the lost motion in it, maybe you can see it a wee bit better. Maybe not. You can certainly hear it. And believe me, you can feel it. We'll get a look at the ball joint once it's removed. So to remove this, first things first, take the clamp off, the outboard clamp, and the inboard carbon clamp won't break when I squeeze it together. Seems okay. So here up on the inside, you can see the strap. So that's the clamp. It's crimped together. It's not wire. I guess that's the replacement style, but this is the original, I believe. And you just, you know, stretch it out so that you take the tension off the clamp. Hopefully you can get this off without damaging it. Slip the bolt. Okay, so this is going to come in very handy. Possibly you could do it without it, but this certainly makes things easier. The inner tie rod tool. So it's just a matter of selecting the correct crow's foot, keying it into the tool, and then you can lock the tool, and then you have the wherewithal to do this from torque it up, obviously through the extension is basically what it is. The manual explicitly says, I'll show you in the manual, do not reuse the lock washer. I'll leave that up to your discretion. So this is the old one, and I think you can get an idea. So you can zoom in now. I'll open it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Zoomed.
Yeah. So I think you can, maybe you can see. It's difficult to see, but believe me, this joint is pitched. Okay. So I'm just going to put a wee bit of Loctite on here just for insurance, in addition to the lock washer as well. Right. Al's got the torque wrench. The torque wrench is, the torque spec is 54.5 foot-pounds. That'd be 55 to you and me. Go ahead, torque it up, Al.
All right. Okay, I feel it coming up.
Okay. Very good there. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, just pull it straight back. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I'll try to show you. So on the lock washer, I hope you can see it here. So where the lock washer overhangs the flat, you just need to pound the washer over so the tabs are on the inside, on the rack side, the small tabs, and then you pound the outside of the washer over in order to lock the rack to the inner tie rod. So there, I was able to reuse the clamp on the inboard side. I know you can't see it, but I gingerly removed it so I could just crimp it back together. Still reusable, as is the Corbin clamp on the outside here, so it didn't collapse when I went to use it. And the boot itself is still in very good condition, surprisingly. Okay, so the tie rod end, it's in Al's hand there. This being the new inner tie rod, of course. I took a measurement from the old one, and we'll just rough that in at the same position. Again, the car's getting aligned, so this is just a very rough guesstimate for the toe. As you see, Al's holding the nut there just so it doesn't spin as you rotate it on. Okay, so just go to the next turn. There you go. All right. Yeah. You just fit the taper down. Castellated nut in this case. On the end of the tie rod end, of course. We'll torque that up, and then we'll put the split pin. 2.5 foot-pounds. That'd be 33 you and me. Go ahead, Al. It's there?
Yep.
Good. So don't forget your cotter pin once you've got the nut torqued up on the stud for the tie rod end. And I've just cinched up the jam nut on the tie rod end here. You're going to need a 22mm crow's foot if you want to torque it up as per the spec. It's just cinched up tight to jam it because it's going to the alignment shop.